Hello.
Hello, sir.
Good
Good afternoon, sir.
Can I proceed, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Please do, sir. So you're not audible, sir.
I'll start that. Good afternoon. I'm from Sri. Hello. Is it audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Hello. It's
Yes,
audible?
sir. You are audible, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I'll proceed. The topic I'm going to speak today on is the outcome-based education for business programs, yani business schools like that. And we four people have come together to present this paper. Myself, Dr. A. Ashraf Ali, Professor, School of Management. And today we are going to talk on the very interesting topic.
So sorry to interrupt you. So your voice is breaking, sir.
Outcome-based education, enhancing multiple transition, rapid skill. Corporate world. Okay. And then the corporate is looking for the T-shaped skilled students, which means that they are having for the vertical line the deep knowledge about the industry, their expertise like that, and also the horizontal one, which is multiple disciplinary skill sets required by the students. Now, if you consider the traditional versus the outcome-based education, the traditional one, we are using the technology which is very, conventional, and where the teacher is the key person who imparts knowledge, and all are assembling in one roof at a what is imparted, and how what is the usage is not so effective. On the contrary, the outcome-based education, we are using the end user method, wherein what are the qualities required for the students to work successfully in the industry is identified, and the curriculum is based on that. The teaching methodology or product pedagogy is also used. The attitude, everything is being measured in the form of assessment through various methods like case study, a presentation, a field study, and so many other this thing. And the business schools require candidates who are going to be successful corporate managers, wherein they have to update and keep updated skill sets in order to be successful in industry. So when they go for employment, the employers look out for specialized skill or hyper knowledge skill set students, which is difficult to offer in traditional system. So this outbound outcome-based education is going to be a boon for the students of today. And in this system, we are trying to focus on course outcome, program outcome, and match the educational requirements in such a way that we try to analyze. Each teacher is asked to identify what are all the things required, and as simultaneously course outcome program is
So sorry to interrupt you. You are not audible, sir. Sir. Sorry for the interruption, participants.
hello.
You are audible, sir. Sir, your bandwidth is low, sir.
Yeah, audible. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, actually, this system is very volatile, wherein we can incorporate new curriculum, we can modify the existing curriculum, and we can also shoot this education system according to the new education policy of the government, which is coming up, and which will help both the college or the institution as well as the teaching fraternity and also the student community. Basically, every college or institution wants its students to go, industry oriented or with skill sets which will be useful for him to shine in the industry. So most of the time we hear that the students are graduates, but still they are not suitable for the industry. They are not having the skill sets which are required for performing well in the industry. So this gap can be matched by outcome-based education. We find out the needs of the industry try to incorporate them in our curriculum and use the pedagogy like not only in the classroom, but also in outbound programs, industrial visits, what you call the outreach activities like that. We mold them into industry suitable candidates, which is really requirement of the day. So in that aspect, I think the outbound outcome-based education is going to be a boom, both for the student community as well as the teaching institutions. And it is very flexible. This system is very flexible, wherein you can bring the changes at any time. The syllabus is being revamped, revisited by the faculty, the board of studies. We bring in a lot of industry people into the board of studies, try to get the input from them, what is the requirement for the day, and then try to incorporate them in our syllabus, and also modify the teaching methodology to suit the industry needs. So I think this system is going to be very, very useful for all the stakeholders, rather the government, the corporate, the colleges, the teaching fraternity, and also the student community. I think this will highlight the topics for the outcome-based education for B schools in our country. Thank you for the opportunity given by the college management, the conference people, and all the people who have coordinated with us. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inputs regarding NEP. Thank you very much. I would now like to call upon Dr. V. Ramachandran for the next talk.
Thank you. Yeah.
Great. Hello, can I proceed?
What is the who section?
Sure, sir.
Yes, sir. Over, sir.
Can I?
Sure, sir. You can go ahead.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes, thank you. Thanks a lot. And applause and appreciation to the Padmasari College, the Dean, management, faculty members of Padmasari College for having organized the timely national conference on best practices in implementation of NEP with special reference to assessment and accreditation of NEP framework. Can you please mute others?
Conference in Bangalore getting NAC related.
Hello, I am being disturbed. Can you mute others, please? Thank you. Can I? Hello?
Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you. And special thanks to our IQS coordinator, Dr. Gunasekaran, for having put our STC team in for the prestigious national conference. And I am Dr. Ramachandran, Director, Center for Faculty Development. With me, my associate, Dr. Arun, Associate Professor, School of Management, is here. And we are going to discuss and interact on the topic institutional social responsibility under the Educational Organizations Management System, EOMS 21,001-2018, with special reference to green management practices. Topic being, EOMS talks about
So you're not audible.
Internet high speed, so they have to join us. Should be high speed.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah, so the green management is an activity aiming at continuously and improving and sustaining. I mark the word sustenance, sustaining the basic environmental management, such as educating and developing the human resource, especially in the Institute of Education, for disseminating environmental activities, implementation of environmental management system, and conservation of biodiversity. And the ISO 14001:2015 talks widely about the basics of green management. And this system 14001:2015 was established way back during the year 1996 with minimum standards. Now that system is being pruned, developed with additional teeth on that, and the present one is 14,001:2015 with a specific aim to enhance and adopt environmental performance across the institutions and the corporate. Again, with my topic with specific reference to 21,001:2018, in order to disseminate various systems among the students of higher education, in particular, ISO 21,001:2018 standards has also prescribed a broad outlook and social and environmental concerns related to the activities to the interested parties, being the faculty, alumni, students, corporate, and the government, by protecting the environmental concern in order to prevent, mitigate adverse environmental impact. In fact, the UOMS clause B8 talks about the need of environmental concern in UOMS. So the UOMS is basically provides a common management tool for educational organizations, providing products and services capable of meeting the learners and other beneficiaries' requirement. This is what the prime requirement of prime aim or objective of UOMS. So following practices may be planned and implemented. Due to paucity of time, I'm not going to have a deep dive on that. Anyway, following practices may be planned, implemented at institutional level with intended outcome. One is that to evolve an exclusive environmental policy in line with the mission, vision, values of the institution. Number two, courses of recent trends and challenges in implementing environmental management may be incorporated as major or core courses or core subjects. Maintaining and sustaining plastic-free or no plastic corridor at institutional level. Conducting students-centric activities to promote eco-friendly practices through Students Association and NDLA Club. For that matter, today, being Saturday, this whole day is being thrown open for the students, and wherein students are being engaged on various associational activities. Today, our Eco Club conducted so many events with regard to the eco-friendly activities. So implementing rainwater harvesting in Electrons pit should not be a paper tiger. That must be implemented in real and spirit. So initiating, in other words, with regard to administrative perspective, initiating paperless office or paper-free office by applying the digital modes. Generating non-conventional energy sources like solar panels, wind farms, etc. In this connection, I would like to highlight that we have about more than 100 solar panels, wherein we are generating about more than 100 units per day, which is being used for our laboratory requirements. So invited talks, interns, which the NEP insisting, invited talks, interns, industry visits, practicums and projects on operational functions of STP, ETP, and solid waste facilities, which are all envisaged in NEP. As a matter of fact, our MBA team, about 5-6 years back, our MBA team visited the Thane Bellapur waste management plant, which is by far the largest one, the biggest one in Asia. So the students must be exposed on such values so that they can learn the requirements and the objective of this initiative and concerns. So internal mobility can be applied. The students contest on wealth from waste, income from waste can be organized at students level so that they can, this concept may be disseminated among the students. Using energy saving lights for natural, and using the natural lights, using LED and CFL bulbs. I can quote my own experience with a company by name, a company, a pump and pump specialization company in Chennai, wherein they are not using the power bulb, whereas they are using the natural lights to start with. The name of the company is Grandfast Pump and Solutions in Torapakam, and our MBA team visited that institution, and they learn on first hand on the use of how best we can use the natural light. So herbal garden, yes, we do have the herbal garden and promotion of organic farming. These lessons are to be inculcated among the students so that they can become agripreneur on a later stage. Celebrating water saving and water conservation week, maintaining the green belt as per the guidelines issued by the state pollution control board. We have the Tamil Nadu Pollution Control Board, and they are prescribing the to what extent the green belt are to be maintained at the industry level. They are not into industry level, institutional level. So using the push type and self-acting pipes can be adopted so that the wastage of water may be brought down. Effective e-waste management can be applied, wherein a disposal system, wherein those unused and the scrapped e-waste can be disposed of to the authorized agencies. And undertaking a green audit on periodical intervals, at least on annual basis, by a competent authority, with action taken report of given by the certifying agency of the previous year, can also be taken into account so that the system can be effective.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. So 2 more minutes.
These are all the things that I would like to emphasize. And thanks for the opportunity. And I wish the conference a great success. Thanks a lot, and my best wishes to the organizers, my AQC coordinator, Mr. Gunasekharan, for putting our team in for this prestigious conference. Thanks a lot. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insights about the green initiatives. Thank you very much. I would now call upon Dr. V.R. Nedunchelian for the talk.
Okay.
Now I would call upon Dr. Anubhu Chelvi for the talk. Over to you now, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
They have joined in same room or something. Because you are definitely not very much.
Please go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Please go ahead, ma'am.
afternoon to all.
Ma'am, you're audible.
Yes, I am audible. Can you hear my voice, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you.
Good afternoon to all. I'm Dr. Anbu Selvi, head of the Department of Social Work. I'm working as associate professor in Saraswati Tyagaraja College. My co-presenter, Ms. D. Geeta, head of the department, School of Computing. We both together going to present this paper called Implementation of Outcome-Based Education in Non-Engineering Institution with special reference to Saraswati Tyagaraja College, Pollachi. So OBE, outcome-based education, is a educational delivery model that focuses mapping, measuring, and achieving predetermined education goals to help students learn, develop, and nurture skills that would help them to grow in their professional as well as the personal life. OBE empower the students to choose what they would like to study and how they would like to study. Not only does not it adapt to a learner's strength and weakness, but it also provides sufficient time to attain proficiency and fluency in subject matters. Actually, it was initially a model or framework in engineering colleges. Now, slowly moving towards non-engineering institutions. As a institution, arts and science college, our institution has implemented outcome-based education on which we would like to give a presentation. Since all the institutions are moving towards accreditation process, NEP has specified few metrics for outcome in the OBE. Sorry, some disturbances. So this is a metrics, NEP metrics on outcome-based education. In the metric like 1.1.1, curricular developed, adopted have relevance to local, national, regional, and global developmental needs with learning objective including program outcomes, program specific outcomes, and course outcomes for all programs offered by the university. It carries a weightage of 20 marks. 2.6.1 program outcome, program specific outcome, and course outcome for all programs offered by the institutions are stated and displayed on the website and communicated to teachers and students. It carries 10 marks. 2.6.2 attainment of program outcomes, program specific outcome, and course outcomes are evaluated by the institution. It carries 10 marks. Sorry for the disturbance. I will share the screen, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
I think it's clear for everyone else. Can you see my screen, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
So as per OBE norms, so while framing the OBE, we have to follow certain steps like designing vision and mission of the institution, introduction of the academic programs to realize the missions, to design graduate attributes for outgoing students of the institution, to design POs and PSOs programs to design the course outcomes. In tune with COs, the course content to be designed to specify the cognitive level of the course to map the COs with POs. This is the model OBE design. It is a graphical representation, pictorial representation, how we have to frame our OBE. This is assessment pattern. While we are framing our OBE, we have to consider this assessment pattern. Program education objectives is a first framing. We are framing. This has to be assessed after a few years of the graduation. We have to assess our students 4 to 5 years later. Program objectives upon graduation, we have to assess program objectives. Course outcome can be measured after completion of each courses. This is OBE outcome. Program education objective is a broad statement that describes the careers and professional accomplishment that the programs is preparing graduates to achieve. This is a model. This is a model PO which was framed and followed in our college. Program outcome and the program specific next after framing the POs, we have to concentrate on our program outcome, and the program outcome and the program specific outcome has to, when we are framing the POs, we have to take into consideration of graduate attributes also. This is a model program outcome we are following in our college. So this is a graduate attributes. So when we are framing that program objectives, we have to follow this. We have to take into consideration of this graduate attributes like critical thinking and effective communication, social interaction, effective citizenship, ethics and environment sustainability, self-directed lifelong learning, and rural-minded. So whenever we are framing our program, we have to take into consideration of these graduate attributes also. This is a course outcome. After forming our program outcome, we have to concentrate for each course, that each course has to be accepted to hold what they are able to do as a result of taking a course. This is a guidelines for forming our every course. When we are framing our course, we have to consider this guidelines. The outcome may be measured and sometimes useful, meaningful. So when we are framing the course outcome, we have to take it into consideration of Bloom taxonomy to identify the verbs to describe the outcomes. So minimum for a UG, we have to go with C4 course outcome. In PG level, we can go with the 6 course outcomes. This is a sample of CO for computing courses. So this is a pictorial representation of correlation between how this POs and graduate attributes and course outcomes to be expected. So when we are framing the course, first it should be always aligned with our institutional vision and mission. Next, we are coming to the program education objectives. This program education objectives always rely on our institutional vision and missions. So next step, when we are going for program objectives, our program objectives always rely on program education objectives, and also we have to take it into consideration of graduate attributes also. Then after finalizing our program outcomes, then we have to go for our each course. So this course outcomes always rely on our POs and PSOs. So the Bloom taxonomy, when we are framing our course outcome, it should be always reflect our Bloom taxonomy. Maybe like K1, it should reflect from CO2, CO5 until CO6 also we can frame. So when we are framing our course outcome, we have to take into consideration of Bloom taxonomy. Like recall, it is a K1 level, understanding level, then apply level, then analysis, evaluate and create. These are the Bloom taxonomy level. So when we are going for higher end, we have to take it into consideration of create level. Lower end, we always include our recall and understanding. This is a verb we are using for assessment purpose. These are the sample framework verbs we are using while we are framing the assessment. So this is a model. This is a sampling model mapping. So when we are doing that framework, we have to take it into consideration of the sample mapping also. So our program objectives has to be always mapping with the program education objectives. Then next mapping, you can see our program specific objectives always reflect our program education objectives. This is a model of framework, how the course outcome we are framing for each courses. Then also we have to state that Bloom taxonomy level for each objectives also. So after doing this, we have to mapping our course outcome with the program outcome and the program specific outcome also. This is a OB assessment pattern we are following in our college. So our pattern of assessment for UG and PG, we are having separate pattern of assessment. Our assessment component is component 1, it always reflects the cycle test. Component 2 based on attendance. Component 3. Component 4, it's rubrics we are following. In that component 4, we are making use of 24 components. Out of 24 components, based on the learner point of view and the teacher point of view, they can select 3 or 4 components for assessing the students. These are some components we are making use for assessing our students. This is a question paper model we are following for a cycle test and internal assessment pattern. So it can be like K1 level for understanding, and also K2, K3 level, apply level, and this is for UG pattern. PG pattern we are going with the create level also, like K5 and K6 also we are including for PG pattern of framing our question paper. This is a semester pattern we are following for it's based on outcome based education. Actually, I hope this OB will be useful for a new educational policy. Yeah, anybody having any doubt and queries, you can please ask me about the OB pattern. And also, I would like to render my thanks to the organizing institution and also our Gundasegaran sir, IQC coordinator, for giving me a wonderful opportunity to present in this forum. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful talk. Now I would call upon Dr. V.R. Nedunchalian for his talk.
Hello, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Actually, good afternoon. I'm going to present a topic on LMS and higher education institutions. I'm going to share my presentation. So, higher education is one of the major concern area which is recognized as an important factor, significantly contributing to the progress of an individual, society, and economic growth, which leads to the holistic development of our country. Higher education system is changing very rapidly and trying to meet the needs of very diverse force, which includes faculty members, learners, administrators in the education. Once a new policy implemented, this will take serious effect. The current paradigm shift from traditional educational system to online education system in higher education can also be seen as a challenge to create an active and interactive learning atmosphere in higher institutions, particularly during COVID-19. LMS had a wide range of products and services which can cater to the needs of education institutions in India. The popularity of LMS among the colleges and the universities are very high. So the changing needs of stakeholders in education made a pathway to move towards more virtual learning, which emphasizing to save time, money, and effective delivery of instruction. What is LMS? A learning management system is a software application for the administration, documentation, tracking, reporting, and delivering by e-learning education course or training programs. LMS enables you to create, manage, and deliver e-learning courses the same way word processors help you to write documents and email servers help you to manage your email. Then these are types of LMS: cloud-based versus on-premise, commercial versus open source, enterprise grade learning system versus individual LMS, LMS versus LXP, learning experience platform. These are the advantages of implementing LMS in colleges or any universities. Pedagogical improvement, that is blended learning approach can be followed, teaching and learning process, increase accessibility and flexibility, cost effectiveness, support efficient distribution of class materials, resources in a variety of formats, parental access to a class schedule, outline and assessment, enable diverse assessment options, transparency on feedback, provides a number of communication options. Even in colleges nowadays, we can do everything through online. For example, students submit assignment, we can value assignment through online. Even we can conduct exams through online. We can value papers online. So every system we can go for online advantage. That's the LMS main purpose. But there are some drawbacks on this LMS. The biggest drawback of online learning is that many things that need to be physically done could not be, for example, medical, engineering, how they can do practical things through online. Even you can take nowadays a medical college, they're conducting all the courses, all the practice through online, how students can learn practically. The impact of face-to-face interaction is reduced as no gathering is required for learning. The scope of wide thinking may get reduced and the user may just see through LMS, thereby leaving many opportunities outside. The exam students may listen only our presentation, they won't think any other way. Some students need motivation and encouragements to learn, which will be missing, and thereby credibility issues will be present. Nowadays, students are focusing only on attending online classes. They don't want to come to the college because they don't want to waste their time. But these are the different services of this LMS. Stakeholder functionality. For stakeholder, view the status of course and completion of course. How much portions completed, how much to be completed. Then facility to view the certificate, content or course. For example, now we are doing NPTEL course. We can take the printout of our certificate very easily. Even Moodle, we can do this certification printout, manage, add, delete the content of the course or modules, introduce new course and setting the course calendar. So the entire course calendar can be given, and we can give the course outline also. You can give the course plan also. The students can select which course they want to attend, which class they want to attend, so they can decide. Their management of information, view and track the history and present the status of participants. How many participants are present, how much they have participated, how much they part involvement, we can do this. Reports and statistics available about the course and the participants. So how many students have, how much portion completed, what is the feedback about this, everything we can get from this system. Assessment, help us to upload and retrieve assignment and resources. Each and every course we can give assignment. Students can upload the assignment, we can value. Then the student can view their marks, they can view their remarks, they can go for the revision of their assignment submission. We can do that. Allowed to create online stand-alone assessment. Provide grades and final output of learning. So at the end, we can give the learning grades for their learning. Even can take Moodle, we are giving marks, we can do that. And application of LMS in higher institutions, example, can take classroom management, which facilitate lecture notes or other learning aids for a particular lecture. So entire course lecture can be uploaded, or we can give the PowerPoint to the students. Now anywhere, everywhere students can download the material so they can prepare for their classroom management. Course management, this report to span multiple class sessions across an entire course with common objectives, adding tools for evaluation, feedback, discussion. For example, a particular course, you have 6 papers. All the 6 papers, we can put all our materials. So we can evaluate assignments, test, final exam, everything. Then we can get their feedback through online, and we can give our efforts on their feedback. So we can do that. Curriculum management provides a platform to handle relationship among a set of course. These tools can be used to index a curriculum across a program or identify common attributes across. For example, nowadays you can take analytics. This is very important. Everything you can do through analytics nowadays. Then, learning management information is organized around the learner. This facilitates self-directed learning as students can choose from a variety of learning opportunities and can progress at different rates over time depending on individual goals. Nowadays, even nowadays you can see UGC or ACT or everything as prescribed. Students can do 20% of their course through online. They can do through Coursera, NPTEL, MOOC, they can do. So they can do their course, they can get the grades. The grades can be transferred to their respective colleges and it can be converted as percentages. So credit transfer is possible in this system. Community management enables borders to extend beyond the class, course, curriculum, or the educational campus learner allowing the multiple learning contexts and organizations. So it allows everybody can learn everything. And these are the list of different learning management system available. You can see number of LMS system available. The institutions can choose based on their course, curriculum, and the facilities available. These are the different things: Rippling, Thinking, Learn, Wordles, Talentless, Mindplus, Skyprep. So like number of things available. These are the other things. Moodle is a friendly software available. Litmos, Canvas. So like number of things available. So the institutions can select any method. Now you can take Moodle. Now everybody they are using. So they can choose their own method based on their convenience. Now the future of LMS, future of learning management system, continue to evolve with all new applications and advancement. LMS will continue to evolve and grow whether we like it or not. New uses for e-learning content continue to grow, ranging from the arts to marketing communications. So once NEP implemented, almost entire institutions, colleges, universities, everywhere they should go for online mode only. And this LMS will be much helpful to the learners. So thank you. Thank you very much for the opportunities given. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
I would now call upon Ms. Leelavati for the presentation.
Yeah, good evening. Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Thank you. 1 second, I will present my screen. So good evening to one and all present here. I am Leelavati from STC College, Pollachi. I am an assistant professor from the Department of Artificial Intelligence, School of Computational Sciences. First of all, I want to thank the management, secretary, dean, everyone, and my IKC coordinator, Guna sir, and Anil sir for providing the great opportunity of presenting my article. Today, I am going to discuss about the topic on best practices in implementation of ISO 21018 in educational institutions. Basically, I am going to discuss about the best practices to be followed to achieve this standardized certificate. Everyone we know the ISO is a wonderful standardized system for all the business and education institutions, everything. So here, first I am going to define what is the basic meaning for the best practices. So everywhere we have a best practices. So nowadays the college educational institutions, they have to achieve a lot of grading and mark scoring in a lot of accreditation systems such as NIRF, NAC everywhere. So for that, they have to follow the lot of best practices to achieve their goals. So to mainly for best practices, not only for achieve the accreditations or a score or whatever grading or they have achieved for the positive changes in their institutional behaviors. Also, it can change the student attitude. Okay, so the best practices will give a wonderful output in the educational system. So in our Indian HEI, the higher education institutions, in our India, this is the biggest country who having a near to 40,000 educational institutions are there, near to 39,000. So they following lot of accreditation systems to showing their achievements in their educational professional. So the one is a NAC, NIRF. Then another thing, yearly we are submitting AQAR, and everyone they have a system of IPAC. So all those things will increase the quality of the higher education, and it promote the research and innovations under the faculty. Also the students, they can improve their research ideas and they can enhance their future. And it also mainly have a social responsibilities. In all those best practices, it have a social responsibility is the main part of that. So this is the one basic diagram which I have done to explain how the best practices can be enhance the quality of an education. So whatever the best practices we following in our institute, so that will be reflect in all our accreditation systems, and final the output of the best practices will be enhancing the quality of an education system. So basically NAC, so NAC, everyone we know NAC have a best practices list in a criteria wise. They have a 7 criteria which have a grouped their best practices. So the educational institutions have to keep in mind when defining their best practices that should be fall in the criterions. These are the criterions which are comes under NAC, as everyone know these things. So that best practices should be fall in these 3-7 criteria. So here I have the basic introduction for the standardization ISO 21001 EOMS, the Educational Organization Management System. This is one of the standardized certificate which is provided for institutions to develop their knowledge, learning and research to encourage the institutional knowledge and the research area. So these are the highlighting things which are in a EOMS framework of the ISO 21001. So mainly they have a focus on the learners. Learners means the main persons are the students, and the engagement of the people, improvement and the social responsibility, ethical conduct, data security. So these are the main highlights of this standardized system. So this is the framework for EOMS. So here how the things, activities are happening in the EOMS, that's are explained in the architecture based. So how the planning happening, and as like I said, plan, do, act, check. These are the 4 main contributions are happening in the EOMS system. So here some of the best practices to achieve our ISO EOMS. So all these best practices which are followed in our institute, as well as we trying to follow some other new best practices to achieve our goal. So the mentoring program, ICT enabled learning, then faculty development program for the teachers, holistic student centric practices, then EDC product unit and startups, then clean and environment friendly campus, and another thing, green initiatives. One of our professor explained about the green initiatives. Then another thing, OBE, LMS, whatever our professors explained before, all those things are our best practices followed by our institute. So here I have some 1 or 5 best practices I have taken to explain. I will complete it shortly because we have a time running. So this is the first practice which is followed by our college. So 3C model student empowerment program. So here we have a 3C model. Have a 5 groups have been separated for the students in the class monitored. So the 3C have a HODs, deans, directors. One is the student, totally 3C, and it have a 5 groups, which is an academic group, discipline group, peer, association, skill development, current affairs, and general knowledge group. So according to this, the work will be comes under from the student, and it will be monitored from the faculty to HOD, dean, directors. So this is our one of the main best practices. And second one is production unit and student startup. So it mainly for the improving innovation ideas of the student in while learn. This is one of the part we can say. So when learning itself, we can enhance the practical knowledge of the students by the production unit and student startup. So the EDC, entrepreneurship development cell, that can be main cell for developing the student ideas into a final product. So this is another one best practice we can say. So this is the example picture for the best practice. So what are the cell center can be maintained in the colleges for improving their research and innovations idea. So the Center for Research, CD, what is the consultancy entrepreneurship cell, so E-cell and consultancy project, MOU, seminars, whatever comes in that can be comes under the center and cells of the institutions. So the best practice 3, which is a faculty development program. So the STC offering a great programs for their faculty to enhance and improve their faculty knowledge. So our college having weekly one faculty development program at the weekend or some schedule be following to offering the faculty development programs. So that can be in a Saturdays or whatever the weekend days, and also refreshers course from the yearly we have a refresher courses. So it can be improve our faculty knowledge and they provide ideas for their research. And the practice 4, we can say the commitment to society. So we have a lot of best practices which is increasing the social responsibility. So the mainly we are celebrating the national days all over the national days such as Independence Day, Republic Days, whatever may be. Then another thing, we have a lot of extension activities, and then we have a NSS, and we have a solid waste management, blood donation camp, and teen campus drive. So these are the some of the practices to have a social responsibilities. And the 5th one, student-centric practices. So this will be mainly for improve the knowledge of the students and improve the culture and morality, and mainly give the creative thinking of the students comes out from the students. And some other curricular activities, as we discussed, these are the curricular activities as our best practices I have listed. And this is the diagram for student-centric practice. So cultural activities, extension activities, NSS, all those things we can say as a student-centric practices. And co-curricular and extracurricular activities, as we discussed, clubs, committee. So weekly Saturday we having a club activities for the students in our college, and sports, culturals, extension activities. So we have a social work department. So NSS team we have. So all those things are our best practices. So some of the practices which I have listed for my co-faculties who are in the meeting. So these are the practices we have to follow in our teaching to develop our teaching. So teaching learning is one of the criteria have a more weightage in the NAC, second criteria. So that will have a more weightage in our accreditation grading. So that not only for that, it will improve our knowledge, also it will improve the basics of our students. So the conclusion from this, so the best practices we have to follow not only for achieving the ISO standard or not only for the grading or marking, whatever may be, we have to follow that for our growth, and also we have to follow the best practices to our institution growth. Okay, also for the students who have a reaching us for their life, so that best practices should be good for the students' welfare. So thank you for providing this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am,
Thank
for your
you.
wonderful presentation.
Thank you so much.
Now I would call upon Dr. Samuel Chelludurai for the presentation.
influenced by artificial intelligence and machine learning. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are all influenced by artificial intelligence and machine learning. For example, every day we are using the mobile phone. And whenever we drive the car, we can experience the role of the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. And when you go for the college, even for the electronic attendance system, the same thing is working like that. Every day, we are using that artificial intelligence. That is a very important thing. That is the main reason a wide opening in the job market is available today. That is the reason we need to integrate artificial intelligence and machine learning as the elective for the interdisciplinary courses. So first let me give a small introduction about artificial intelligence and machine learning, then I will come to the topic. So AI has a great potential to bring changes in the economy of the country. Artificial intelligence is concerned with building machines which are performing tasks that requires human intelligence. Advancements in artificial intelligence are creating a shift in every sector of the technological industry. So this intelligent technology is present in several machines such as mobile phones, automobiles, smart devices, and so on. AI is a computer system which perform tasks required by human intelligence. Many of the artificial intelligence systems are powered with the help of machine learning. And if you see this figure, the core one is that artificial intelligence, and the subset of that artificial intelligence is machine learning. Again, the subset of machine learning is that deep learning. So here the machine learning is surrounded by a lot of things like NLP, natural language processing, robotics, autonomous vehicles, and vision. And here, the ability of the computer control system to perform tasks that are mainly associated with human being is called artificial intelligence. So it's a technique which enables machines to mimic human behavior, and it's a simulation of machines' natural intelligence that is actually programmed for communicating and learning human actions. Machine learning is a subset of AI that allows software applications in becoming more accurate at predicting outcomes. Machine learning uses statistical methods. The machine learning algorithms utilize historical data as an input for predicting recent output values. And sorry. So if you see this picture, the first one is the artificial intelligence. So it's a technique that enables the machines to mimic the human behavior, and it evolved in the year 1950s, and in the year 1990s or 80s, from that artificial intelligence, the machine learning has evolved, and the latest one is that deep learning. And data is an increasingly important business asset. So amount of data generated and stored globally growing at an exponential rate. So these enormous floods of data are unmanageable without automated systems to help. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning give organizations a way to extract the required data by automating tasks and advancing system capabilities. AML has the potential to transform all aspects of business by helping them achieving measurable outcomes, including increasing customer satisfaction, offering differentiated digital services, optimizing existing business services, automating business operations, increasing revenue, and reducing costs. And here, why you should learn about that AI and the machine learning? Because of the skill, this is the skill of the century. So artificial intelligence is going to replace all human jobs. So it is going to create about 150 billion job roles in various major sectors today. So that is why I told you that there is a wide opening of job market is there. So the students who completed the courses have more chances to get a job in the AI industry. And humans generate almost 2.5 trillion bytes of data every day. It's a huge one. And everything is now available at one's fingertips. And it has a great career option. Currently, AI-related jobs are in huge demand. And there is a good impact on the society. So it's transforming, creating and improving several facets of human life. And the last one, that is the better user experience. So here the application of the intelligence to machines and technologies. And these are all some applications of that AI and machine learning. The first one is that e-commerce. So it's an AI-powered assistance like chatbot, and it can be used for the prevention of the fraudulent activities. And you can see the diagram here. A lot of things are given so that that e-commerce can be surrounded by a lot of things which can be influenced by that artificial intelligence. So like intelligent demand forecasting, customer churn prediction, intelligent pricing, personalized product recommendations, competitive price monitoring, predict customer lifetime value, automated content generation, product image analytics. These are all the things related to this one. And in the education sector, administrative tasks automated to aid educators in creating smart content, voice assistance, personalized learning, and in the artificial intelligence in lifestyle, autonomous vehicles like nowadays, even without that driver, the vehicle can be driven. And another one, that is spam filter, then facial recognition. This also we can, even in the phone, we can use as a identification by recognizing the face. Automatically, it will identify the owner of the phone and it will open. And these are all some things. And another one is that robotics. So it's carrying goods in hospitals, factories and warehouses, cleaning offices and large equipments, and inventory management. And in healthcare sector, building sophisticated machines that can detect diseases and identify cancer cells, analyzing chronic conditions with medical data to ensure early diagnosis, then discovery of new drugs. These are all possible. And in marketing, marketers can deliver highly targeted and personalized ads, then help with content marketing in a way that matches the brand style and voice. Chatbots can analyze the user's language and respond in the way humans do. So this is the way the artificial intelligence and machine learning can aid in marketing. Then agriculture, identifying defects and nutrition deficiencies in the soil, analyze where weeds are growing. AI boards can help to harvest crops at a higher volume and faster pace. Then in navigation, GPS technology can provide users with accurate, timely, and detailed information, and it can be used by Uber and many logistics companies to improve operational efficiency and analyze road traffic and optimize routes. And in social media like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and everywhere we can use this AI. And in gaming, AI can be used to create smart human-like NPCs to interact with the players. And insurance, automate claims processing and to deliver use-based insurance services. And in financial services, personalize customer services, improve risk analysis, detect fraud and money laundering. And in energy, developing intelligent power plants, optimizing consumption and costs, developing predictive maintenance models, optimizing field operations and safety, and improve energy trading. And while discussing about the future scope in education in India, the real-time message-to-speech text translation system and automatic grading, these things can be introduced. And in healthcare, the application of AI and ML in healthcare is in medicine is at present mixed with the mobile applications, and in transport, researching self-driving or autonomous cars, I already told. And in manufacturing industry, analyze the data and make the best future predictions. And home, like we are using Alexa, OK, Google, Siri. And for agriculture, forecasting behavior, and for cyber security, transferring their data through cloud networks. And the chatbots cater to customer queries and resolve their issues without the need for human intervention. So these are all the things given as the roles in the artificial intelligence career, like artificial intelligence analyst and developers, AI engineer and scientist, AI researcher, AI algorithms expert, robotics specialist, military and aviation specialist, maintenance and mechanical engineer, surgical AI technician. So these are all the things. So these are all the different roles nowadays in AI career. And you can see this diagram here. That's about overall 35%. The 35% here, that is about the students who are doing that undergraduation courses in AI, and 12% from India. So next to US, people are here, and that is followed by China, Israel, France, Canada, Germany, and other countries. So here more people are trained in this platform, and those who got the degree and they are working in different countries like USA 65%, Canada 10%, France. But here, no, India. India is not coming because the people who are graduated directly going abroad and they are working there. And you can see this is about that revenue in US dollars in billions with the different years like 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. And for 23, 24, 25, these are all the predictions. See that the amount in more than 100 billions in the year of 2025. And this is about the research sector, those who are doing the research in artificial intelligence. And you can see this graph from before around 2000 to more than 2015. So it is rapidly increasing. And this is about the share of the job market with the AIML professionals in different countries like Canada, UK, and US. Now the Canada is at the topmost. And these are all like speech recognition, computer vision, NLP, deep learning, machine learning. These are all the subset of the artificial intelligence. And you can see the growth of these things from 2015 up to 2017, this graph. So you can see growth. So there is an exponential growth in all such a subset of the artificial intelligence. And it is predicted that nowadays we are using the artificial intelligence as a narrow intelligence. So definitely it is less than the human intelligence. And it is predicted that by 2040, it becomes the artificial general intelligence and it equal to human intelligence. And in 2060, it's predicted that artificial super intelligence may come, which is far greater than the human intelligence. So these are all the predictions. So I conclude that it can be used for a multidisciplinary nature, more demand in job market, more opportunities in the research field, and simply speaking, future will be ruled by AIML. So this is the reason that artificial intelligence and machine learning that can be incorporated or integrated as core elective for interdisciplinary courses. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for giving the insights about the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Here is an announcement. The participation certificate for online participants will be sent through the mail. Thank you. We have come to the conclusive part of 2 days brainstorming national conference on best practices in implementation of NEP with reference to assessment and accreditation framework of NAC. organized by Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences, IQAC cell, supported by NAC, in association with publishing partner Informatics, in collaboration with Department of Commerce, Bangalore University. This is Dr. Netra Subramanya. Feel proud and privileged to propose the vote of thanks on behalf of Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences. Firstly, I thank Dr. Ashwath Narayan sir, Honorable former Deputy Chief Minister, Minister of Higher Education, Electronics, ITBT, and Science and Technology, Skill Development, Entrepreneurship, and Livelihood of Karnataka. Sir highlighted about the process of learning and how to contribute to the society, and also mentioned about the timeline for NEP, and all of us need to work vigorously as a time to achieve it. Thank you very much, sir. In spite of your busy schedule, you accepted our invitation and your presence graced us. I thank Professor C. Sharma, Director, NAC, Bengaluru, for giving insights about NEP and explain about single and doubling sampling in NEP. Thank you very much, sir, for your magnificent talk. I thank Dr. Jayakara, VC, Bangalore University, for his presence. I also thank Dr. Nirmala, Chairperson, Department of Commerce, Bangalore University, for highlights on practical skills enhancement with reference to NEP. Thank you, ma'am, for your effective presentation. I thank Dr. Panmudi Raj, Advisor NAC, for his wonderful presentation and highlighting about light and tight regulation in NEP. Thank you very much, sir. I also thank Dr. Srinivasa, Deputy Advisor, NAC, for his mind-blowing session on research and innovation. Thank you, sir. I thank Dr. Anil Patil, sir, Lead Auditor and Tutor, for his wonderful presentation on ISO 9001. Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening us about ISO. I thank Dr. Satish Gowda, Associate Professor, Law College, Bangalore University, for his humorous talk on constitutional rights with reference to NEP. Thank you very much, sir. I thank Dr. Syed Wajid, Director, IQAC, St. Joseph's University, for his presentation on best practices, quality assurance, and documentation. You highlighted about the graduate attributes. Thank you very much, sir. I also thank Dr. A. Clement King, who gave an enlightening session on key performance indicators and benchmarking. Thank you very much, sir. I thank NAC Bengaluru, Mr. Satyanarayana, Informatics Publishing, also Department of Commerce, Bangalore University, for associating with us. I also take privilege to thank our Managing Trustee, Sri Nayanappa sir, Chairman, Sri Satish sir, Director, Professor Shenoy sir, Padma Shri Group of Institutions for their constant support. I thank our beloved Principal Ma'am, Dr. Anuradha M., who is the main pillar behind this conference and also enlightened us about NSDC, NSQF, NOS. Thank you very much, ma'am, for all your support and guidance. I also thank all the principals and vice principals of Padma Shri Group of Institutions. I also take privilege to thank all the oral presenters for sharing their research knowledge with us. And I also thank the PIMS event organizing team who did a marvelous job. They have put in a lot of preparation and efforts for the conference. Thank you, team. You're rocking. I thank the moderator, Dr. Rajni Balaji, who compared the session excellently. Thank you, ma'am. I also thank all faculty members, non-teaching staff, supporting staff, without whom this event wouldn't have been so well executed. Thank you all. I also thank all the participants from various institutions for the participation, without whom the event would not have been successful. Finally, I thank you one and all. Meet you in the next event. Happy weekend. Thank you. Please give your valuable feedback. It is important for us to improvise in the next events. Thank you very much.